What is up, RegenAg? We are out here today with the wizards from Soiltech. We got a regenerative agriculture onion field behind us. We're gonna go get one of their sensors installed so we can track all the data through the year. We got Carolyne with us today, and she's gonna be walking us through the whole install out here on how this works.
Okay, we're gonna install the Soiltech sensor out here in an onion field. We're gonna go down about 4 to 8 inches is our shot, so kind of at root level there. All you need is a shovel. You don't need an auger to put it down very deep. So we're just gonna dig a hole, lay this flat, make sure the antenna runs up to the top, and that's all you gotta do. So one thing you wanna make sure when you're doing the install, if there's straw or any particulates like this, you wanna keep it away from the bands that'll actually be reading the soil moisture. You wanna make sure that's only compacted with the soil itself.
Okay, so you said that we wanna kind of tamp or push this material in. I think compact is probably the word that you use, but I mean, are we really just trying to firm this up against the sensor? We're not actually trying to apply a huge amount of pressure, is that correct?
Yeah, basically you just want to make sure it has good contact with those bands.
Okay.
And make sure that if you're in something that's kind of sandy like this or just looser soil, that you kind of minimize the movement around those bands as the plant is growing.
Perfect. Yeah, you know, as we're digging this, you can see we've still got worms in here. This is going to be indicative of fields that aren't heavily tilled, also that are not fumigated. We can already see as we're going down in the soil that we're seeing some signs of life. Sometimes we like to give this a nice little smell, make sure that we don't have this stuff rotting, but it's actually being broken down by microbes, and looks like things are rocking and rolling here. And as we're digging, we're actually seeing these seeds. They're germing out. They're heading towards the soil surface. These are planted about 1 inch deep, so they should be busting through any day. With these 70-degree temps, these beautiful beauties will be on the way very shortly.
So what our sensor is going to measure here is soil moisture and soil temperature and some EC as well. And then what we're going to do to make sure we ensure connectivity is just kind of mount the antenna on this post here. And that'll ensure you have connectivity throughout the season.
All right, so here's the cool thing about this whole process is we spent about 15 minutes in this field because we were also doing content and video along with it. But the process of actually installing this finished sensor took us about 5 minutes total. What do you guys see in the field on average from crop to crop, field to field?
Yeah, this is it. Usually once you install the first one, everything else will take 5 minutes and it's super easy.
Okay, so and then the next part is we'll go back to the shop and we'll actually get the grower linked up and access to the portal. What are we talking, another 5-10 minutes, send an email to the grower and they're online?
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. So ease of use, huge deal. Cost, very limited compared to a lot of sensors, and the install portion is an absolute dream. Love it.
So this is your main dashboard when you log in. It gives you a good overview of all your devices, what mode they're in, what's online or offline. We also have a device list, so if you start to get, more than 20 devices, you get a good overview here. You can see your battery of everything, and even get an overview of what readings are available right now. To dive in deeper, you'd want to go to growth mode. And we'll dive into these ungrouped ones. Sorry.
Okay.
And then go ahead and click more info to get in to the details. And this is going to be your summary graph. So once the data collection starts in field, which we just didn't install, so we're not going to see anything for another 4 hours. This data is from it just sitting in a box. We'll start to see kind of that soil moisture show up. You can toggle through everything on here, so your available moisture will show up. You've got your temperature, humidity, and dew point. You can also click this drop down and look at individuals. This is where you can kind of see your threshold set. So this red zone, that's quote unquote your target zone that you would want your soil moisture in. So it's just defaulted to a certain threshold, but you can change that based on your soil type and your crop type as well. And you can do that up in settings. And this is where you set any of your thresholds. You can set your available moisture, your humidity, and your temperature. Humidity would only be if you installed it above ground or in storage, but for underground, you can set that temperature and available percent threshold, and you'll get email and text alerts if it drops below or goes above that threshold. You can also turn on growing degree days and start to track that. You can track it based off of soil temperature, off of ambient temperature. You can also track it off of your local weather station. And again, kind of set thresholds on where you want that growing degree day to be. Okay, so once your beacon comes in the package, this is what it'll look like. You'll want to unwrap it and make sure your device is ready to go, everything's secure, and then you'll notice there's two barcodes on here. So there's this sticker on here, and then there's this barcode actually on the device itself. This barcode and this ID is what we troubleshoot off of. So if you ever have to give customer success a call or give your rep a call, this is the barcode that you'll need to track and tell us about. So when you're doing an installation in field, make sure you know what this code is and what field it goes to.